During the height of the violent, racist Black Lives Matter riots, the streets of America were filled with graffiti designed to incite race-fueled violence. Most of it was perpetuated by the university class, who had been protesting for months on end instead of studying. The lack of education was evident in their choice of threat, where "Kill all wits" was scrawled across the building instead of "Kill all whites." Since then, things haven't really improved. Students from the University of Ottawa spray painted the message across their stairs, "Free Palestine," which is not how you spell Palestine if you look closely at the photograph. But don't worry, as one commentator said, "I'm sure they'll understand all the complexities and nuances of Middle Eastern politics." Not only do these privileged Western children have no idea which river or which sea they are talking about, and not only do they have no idea what intifada means, they can't even spell the country they want to set free. Free Palestine is a fashion accessory for Western Marxists who have refurbished a terrorist regime as an angel of anti-colonialism. Suddenly, those who rape, murder and destroy are the saints of diversity, equity and inclusion. For most of the illiterate university kids, camping on the lawn and spell-checking their signs is an excuse to avoid getting the education that their parents paid for. Sympathising with radical Islam, harassing Jewish students and chanting for genocide is little more than a summer camp to them. They'll ditch Palestine as quickly as they forgot Black Lives Matter and climate change. The real damage is to universities, who have been exposed as repositories of violence, anti-Western activism, rather than institutions devoted to education. Parents all throughout the West are side-eyeing weak university deans and the dangerous ideology of their staff members, who are often leading these chants. Now, this is how we've ended up with the obvious absurdity of groups like Fatties for a Free Palestine. Now, if the group leader were to film this video in the streets of Palestine, she would be arrested and no doubt lose her life, such is the ideology of the country these university students are trying to liberate. And what would a Free Palestine actually do? They tell us every day. They showed us on October 7. So how long do you imagine this performance would last in Palestine, for instance?
Today what we're going to do is we're going to shout, "Free Palestine." Can I hear that?
Free Palestine! Now, the following video should be played to university protesters in every Western university. These useful idiot children should be made to discuss it as a text and debate what is said in Palestine versus what is preached from the pulpits of the campus.
شعبنا الفلسطيني المسلم لا يرضى أن يكون لوطي واحد يجاهر بفاحشته. هل ترضون أن يكون على أرض القدس وفلسطين لوطيا واحد؟ هل ترضون؟ ولا يرضى شعبنا أن توجد مؤسسات للفاحشة ومقدماتها على أرض فلسطين المباركة الطاهرة، ولا يقبل أن تمس أحكام الشريعة بنقص أو تبديل، ولا يرضى بالمناهج المناهضة لأحكام الإسلام.
I wonder how long it will be before the East Safety Commissioner bans that particular clip. Spectator writer and political author Douglas Murray said it best.
They're not going to. Meantime, I really, really wish that people would reserve their ire for the people who don't just want to stop me marrying, but want to throw me off a cliff. Much better way to spend your time. A lot of this is a simple mental breakdown of the left. I hesitate to say this in the presence of Nick Cohen, who's chronicled this better than anyone. But the mental breakdown of the left, the fact that at so-called left-wing meetings, we have the obsessions with Palestine, for instance. There was one recently, again, I saw Gays for Palestine. Give me a break. If Gays for Palestine were in Palestine, they'd have to move to Israel.
If you want to see a real protest, Iranian schoolgirls tore off their hijabs, shut down surveillance cameras and started chanting after one of the other girls was violently attacked by the principal for not wearing her hijab. Now that was bravery. That was a protest. Our universities are merely the canaries suffocating in the cage at the bottom of the progressive coal mine. While each university campus falls off its perch, little legs sticking up in the air at the bottom of the cage, wider society is starting to crumble. Maybe the tide is turning. In the UK, the Prime Minister has expressed his growing frustration, summoning the Vice-Chancellors of several universities to Downing Street to read them the Riot Act over pro-Palestinian protests. Although, frankly, I doubt it. It is probably too little, too late. I will leave you with a tweet from Nigel Farage. It depicts the English town of Burnley. Farage asks, "Is this the country we want?" To which I add, "Is this still the West?"